Welcome everyone to today's daily sit. It's so wonderful to be here with you. And I'll speak for just a couple of moments and then we'll ring the bell and go into our 18-minute sit. And I've just had, as I was waiting for the sit to begin, I had a conversation with our wonderful Ari, who's behind the scenes in most of our daily sits and in so many other Romemu online spaces, to hold this space for us, to keep us safe and to let us into the room and to set everything up. And we were talking about how important it is that we're here to meditate together and how the interconnectedness of our energies is so deeply important. And I was in a space last night with some Jewish activists who are focusing on contemplative practice for social justice. And one of the things that came up was this reason that we take care of ourselves first, put on our oxygen mask first, breathe and meditate and come together in contemplative practice, first with ourselves and then with each other. So that building, that interconnected building of energy is something that is so sacred and so special. And on this month, in this month of Adar, which is a month of abundance and joy, as well as in the secular year, and the date today is 2/22/22. So there's a lot about balance and connectivity today that we can tap into. So I wanted to share a little bit about a teacher who's been inspirational to me. He's a biologist, and I'm not a scientist. I'm a theater maker, but I really love science. And he is a man called Rupert Sheldrake, and he came up with this notion. I just want to make sure, yes, we're going to start in just 2 minutes, of something called morphic resonance. So that's morphic resonance. And he did this study where a certain kind of bird, there was a blue-tipped bird in England in the 50s, started to have a new habit. It would start to peck its little beak into the aluminum covers of the the milk bottles that were delivered outside. And then people reported that blue tits in Australia were doing the same odd new habit, and then blue tits, all over the world were doing the same thing. And he began to study this kind of species-wide morphic resonant field of change that occurred between these birds. Then he noticed it in other species, and then he posited that if a New Yorker, such as myself, tried to do the New York Times crossword puzzle when it came out on a Saturday, I would have a hugely more challenging time than if I waited to do it until Monday morning when thousands and thousands of people had already done it, that the morphic resonance within the human species was also there, and that we were kind of feeding each other on this energetic plane beyond consciousness. So that idea fascinated me, whether you believe that or not. Many scientists think Rupert Sheldrake's a little off his rocker, but I love the concept. And so I've woven it into my spiritual practice and my artistic practice to think about what connects us. So here, as we sit for 18 minutes and breathe together today, I just want to think about that notion of us truly connecting in a resonant field, if not in a conscious one, that we're doing this together in whatever time and space that we're in. Here in this sacred Zoom room, we are merging our practices and practicing alone together. So we will begin, and I'll give some brief instruction on breath and posture as we begin, and then I'll come back midway through to remind us to come back to our anchor, and then I'll speak for just a couple of moments at the end. Enjoy your sit. So you can anchor yourself to posture, and I'll just remind you to connect with your tailbone right at the base of your spine. Your tailbone and your sits bones may be connected to some kind of seat. Your feet may be grounded into the floor, into the earth. The spine will reach up from that place at the very base of our spine in a beautiful string of pearls of vertebrae that go all the way up to the base of our skull. We can imagine energy coming through from the center of our collarbone through to the base of our skull in a gentle diagonal, lengthening the neck gently, internally. We can think of our shoulders as the wings of a bird coming off the spine, away from the ears and away from each other. And this wonderful T of our long spine and our released shoulder blades is what everything hangs off, and the muscles can literally melt back while your spine holds you gently. If you want to roll your shoulders back just to feel that length and that openness, and just allow the muscles of your chest and your rib cage and your belly to gently lean back against your spine. As the breath flows in, the entire torso expands. As the breath flows out, the torso gently contracts. The breath moves the body. There is a small pause between breaths after the breath releases out. That still small space between breaths. I'm going to do a little breath warm-up for myself. You can join me if you'd like. Otherwise, just continue to anchor yourself to either the breath or to one part of your posture. So what I'm going to do is count to 4 as I breathe in. Hold the breath for a count of 7. And release the breath through my mouth on a count of 8. So I'm going to inhale through my nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel that small pause between breaths. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4 through the nose out. Holding, 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 and then releasing, releasing, releasing through your mouth. And we'll just do it one more time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out through your mouth. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can repeat this on your own if you like, counting in, counting out. You can take the breath in through your nose and release it out through your mouth, just to warm up the parasympathetic nerves that just release. You can also breathe in through your nose and breathe out on a soft F, allowing the exhale to be just slightly longer than the inhale. And then just breathe as you like. You can count your breaths. You can just allow your focus to be on your breath or your posture. And if your puppy dog mind races off to all the things that you've done before or are going to do after this sit, you can gently bring the puppy back to the breath. Just gently touch in to your anchor, to the anchor of your breath, your posture, the long spine, the wide channel for breath. Releasing your jaw, releasing your shoulders, your ribs. Allowing the breath to flow in and release out. Knowing that you're doing this very private, solitary thing, connecting with your own neshama, your own soul, through each inhale and through each release, through each calling in of breath and through each exhale. Aware of the small pause, coming to peace with yourself in this Sangha, in this community of other souls who are coming to peace with themselves. And here we are truly alone together, supporting each other through each breath. Feel the support of this group as you feel the support of your own breath in your own spine. As we go into the final part of our sit. Also, if there's a special kavanah for today that you haven't already thought of, that you want to dedicate the last few minutes to, feel free to feed that into your next breath. In the last 2 minutes of our sit, you may choose to go a little bit deeper, asking your body to release even more so that you can take this connection to yourself and to your fellows in peace throughout your day. So if you'd like to, you can focus on lengthening a couple of exhales a little bit longer than the inhales, or you can play with taking the in-breath through your nose and releasing the out-breath through your mouth. Just letting all the muscles melt away and your deep connection to your own breath, the breath of the divine, move through you as we sit together in this community of peace. To allow your eyes to gently flutter open, softly calling in the light little by little. If you've been practicing with your eyes closed, that is. Just taking in the day and each other. Thank you so very much for being with me today for this daily midday sit, and Ari's going to take us out with this beautiful song. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah,